Well, they happen because over the course of 90 minutes, every team in one way, shape, or another loses a moment of concentration. That's what the game's all about. The teams that lose that concentration more often and in decisive moments are the ones that are penalized. So the challenge is always to get better, um, not just physically better from a fitness perspective, but a concentration fitness perspective. And so that's a work in progress. How you address it, you let the team know and you show them the moments of consequence so they can reflect on that and they can see what we can see on the outside and what their behavior is. And so we've done that already, made them aware that there were key moments of the game where we were turned off, particularly on set pieces. And when I say set pieces, it's not just corner kicks or free kicks. It's throw-ins, it's kickoffs, it's the restarts of the game where you think nothing is really happening, and everything is happening. So we need to be aware of it, and we need to fix it.
This has been an issue though that's kind of plagued this team for the last couple of years. At some point, is it something that's not fixable without personnel changes, either in the lineup or in general, and bringing in new players that can do that for you guys?
That's a good question. I suppose it's a little bit of both. But the guys that we put on the field, we have every bit of confidence that they will, and they always have the next opportunity to do it. And so just because somebody or some team has not done it is not a guarantee that they can't learn that or they can't fix that. And so I'm of the mindset that as we address it in a more targeted fashion, and we try to implement uh, the level of concentration and training. And I know you would think, well, every team does that, don't they? It's even more targeted and more aware. And so we need to build up that stamina of being able to concentrate. And so what goes along with that is also the mentality to persevere in tough moments. And set pieces are one of them. And I think we talked about that at the end of the game the other day, is that they have roles, they have responsibilities, but they also have to have an attitude and mentality that whatever it takes, we're going to keep this ball out of the goal.
We're 2 weeks in now with you as the interim. How do you feel like you've been able to implement what you want?
I think there are moments in games that are revealed and continue to reveal themselves even after the second week that are very, very positive. Things that we are intentionally training on are showing up in the games. And so what you want is more of that. I think we've attacked in a much better way, more coordinated way, and we've been rewarded for it. Maybe not as much as I would have liked. Three 1v1s the other day with the goalkeeper, two penalty kicks. Those are good signs, and so we are trying to build on that. Also knowing that defensively we have to be better and be able to manage the game in a better way for 90 minutes.
And you also talked a little bit about fitness there for a second. Do you think that that was something of a bit of a concern in the late parts of the game this last match?
You know, I showed the group the game up until the 54th minute of the fourth goal because after that, it was throwing the kitchen sink at the game. And when you do that, you expose yourself to the possibility of even a more negative result. And so I and we were willing to go for that to try to put as many attacking players on the field. And we did that. The game opened up, the game stretched. There wasn't a lot of tactics at that moment. We did get the penalty kick, which could have, it's probably a little too late, but we went for it, and we're going to go for it again.
Had some young guys in the lineup, especially since you've been in charge. Just how do you keep building on their experience by still trying to manage getting the wins, getting results?
Yeah, I spoke to a couple of them, and their approach, their maturity for where they are in their careers has been outstanding. It's difficult when you're not getting results because it shakes not only your individual confidence but the collective confidence. And so I think you take the pressure off of them by having them understand the amount of minutes that they're playing for their age is a good thing, and the ability to sustain the pressure of playing in a Major League Soccer game over the course of many games is not easy. And players, even at the highest level, sometimes have a tough time managing that pressure and expectation. And I think those guys, to a man, have handled that remarkably well. But they're going to make mistakes. And so if we're able to live with that, we're going to see a lot of benefit of that on the back end.
On your side, there's always pressure on coaches to get results, but you're in the midst of a change and trying to help rebuild this team from past years, all of this going on. How's it been for you in this pressure?
Honestly, I probably should feel more of it. I'm so focused on what the next objective is and the next task and how do we get the team better. And so I spend virtually all of my day consumed with that. So the possibilities of a negative outcome or a positive outcome or anything of the matter that I cannot control don't enter my mind. And for the brief moments that they do, I get rid of them very quickly because there's no sense in wasting time on it. So I've really enjoyed the moments with the group. I've enjoyed the working with the team on the field. I've really enjoyed seeing some of the things come to fruition. We would like to see more of it.
Quick
Sure.
look ahead. Oh,
Go ahead.
say quick look ahead to San Jose. Just what you've already seen them this year, playing with them pretty quickly. What do you recall from that game? What do you guys need to do to get a result this time?
To really simplify it, two things. We need to start well, which we didn't in the first game, and we need to be better on set pieces, not just from this game, but because San Jose is fantastic in that aspect of their game. They have two experienced strikers. They have the ability to punish you if given the chance. They're an attacking threat, and so we have to be good. We're going to their place, and anytime you go on the road, whether it's San Jose or anywhere else, you have to be defensively sound. You have to take care of set pieces. You can't give anything away, and you have to take your opportunities. And we're going to have to come up with a strategy to combat what they do well. But there's areas that we can expose them as well.
And then health-wise, no Radia over the weekend. Brody's still out too. Is there a likelihood that they're available for San Jose?
I'd like to think so. There's nobody on the roster right now that is completely out. And so that's a good sign. I know these questionables come up from time to time in the injury report, and there are a couple of guys that are in that area, but I would expect close to a full group come the weekend.